Hi, and welcome to my video on the degree of a polynomial. The degree of a polynomial. The degree of a polynomial is the sum of the exponents of its variables. The sum. Sum means add. You add up the exponents. Examples. These are monomials. Remember, it's a monomial that we're looking at. We're not looking at a binomial or a trinomial, etc. Do that over on the next page. A monomial is 6x, that's a 1, so the sum of the exponents is 1, so the degree is 1. The exponent here is a 2, the sum is 2, there's only 1, so the degree is 2. Notice we have 2xy, that's a 1 and a 1, so the sum is 2, so the degree is 2. We got a 2 and a 1, the sum of 2 and 1 is 3, so the degree is 3. That's a 1, and that's a 1 exponent. So 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5, so the degree is 5. And in F, we have a 2, and a 1. The exponents are written in. I put the 1 in so you see it. So that's a 5, so the degree is 5. Now notice that 4 is a constant term, so 4 is understood to be 4x to the 0. So the exponent here is a 0. There's only one of them. So the degree of this is 0. That's a constant term, and a constant term has a degree of 0. Okay, practice. So you pause the video and work out the degree of each of these 8. Here we go. Y has a 1, so there's only 1 there, so the degree is 1. There's a 3, so the sum is 3. If you only have one exponent, you have to take that exponent as its degree. A 1 and a 1 and a 1, the sum is 3, so the degree is 3. 2, so the degree is 2. There's a 1 and a 4, adds up to 5, so the degree is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5, so the degree is 5. That's a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 1. 1 plus 1, that's 4, 5, 6, so the degree is 6. We got a 6, a 2, and a 4 adds up to give you 12, so the degree is 12. So notice, these are monomials. So the degree of a monomial is you add up the exponents of that monomial. What about the degree of a polynomial with the same variable? Poly means could be mon, could be bi, could be tri, could be many terms. Poly, the poly stands for many. So when you have many terms, it could be a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, etc. Degree of a polynomial with one variable. Notice we have the same variable, which is all x's, or all y's, or all a's, but not x and y, not a, b, and c. Only one variable. You pick the highest exponent of that variable. The highest. So if you have the same variable, again the key word, the highest. So we have 9x plus 6, so that's a 1. Remember that's 6x to the 0. So the highest exponent is 1, so the degree is 1. That's a 2 and a 1. The highest degree is 2, so the highest exponent is 2, so the degree is 2. That's a 2, a 1. Remember, that's a constant term. That's x to the 0. So the highest exponent is 2, so the degree is 2. Notice that's a 7. So a 7 is a constant term. So again, just to put it in, that's x to the 0. And that's a 2, and that's a 3. The highest degree is 3. Highest exponent is 3. The degree is 3. And that's a 3, a 4, and a 2. So the highest exponent is 4. So the degree is 4. Notice, if I'm dealing with the same terms, the same variables, not the same terms, the same variables. So I have all a's, all x's, and that's understood to be an x. All x's. So you pick the highest exponent, and the degree is whatever the highest number is. Practice means pause your video, play to see if you're going to get these right. So when you finish, play it back. The highest exponent, that's a 1, and that's an x to the 0. So it's a 1, so the degree is 1. That's an x to the 0. That's a 2, so the highest exponent is 2. The degree is 2. That's a 3 and a 1. The highest exponent is 3, so we have a degree of 3. That's a 2, a 1, and that's again x to the 0. That's a constant. So 2, 1, highest is 2, so the degree is 2. We have a 1, a 3, that's x to the 0. That's a 2, the highest degree exponent is 3, so the degree is 3. 6, 7, and 5. So 7 is the highest exponent, degree is 7. We have a 1, that's b to the 0 understood because it's a constant. So the highest exponent is 2, degree is 2. 4, that's x to the 0. 2, 5, the highest is 5, so the degree is 5. Remember what I said, when you look at the 2 here, you don't see an x, so it's a no-no. Think of no x, so the exponent is 0. That's a constant has a variable to the 0th power. Let's continue. What about the degree of a polynomial with 2 or more variables? If you have 2 or more variables. The degree of a polynomial with 2 or more variables is the highest degree of any one term. So, when you got many terms, you get the highest degree of that term. And that's the degree of the polynomial. You get the highest number of exponents when you add them together. So, here we go. We have 2 terms. We have an x and a y. So that's a 2. That's a 1 and 1, which gives you 2. So the degree of each term, the first one is 2. The second one is a 1. So the highest degree is 2. So the degree of the polynomial is 2. What you're really doing is picking the highest degree of any one term. So that's a 2 and a 1. So that's a 3. That's a 1 and a 3, which is a 4. So the highest degree is 4. So the degree of the polynomial is 4. That's a 6. That's a 3. That's a 7. You add up your exponents to get the degree. So 6, 3, and 7. The highest degree is 7. So the degree of the polynomial is 7. Not too often you will see this, but the teachers or textbooks could talk about it, so I'm going through it. Mostly concerned with on a single variable is more often that comes into play. That's a 2 plus 2 is 4. That's a constant, so that's a 0. 1, 1, 1 is a 3. So the highest degree is 4. The degree of the polynomial is 4. It's the highest degree of any one term. Only one term, not the sum of the term. Just take the highest degree of a term. Practice. We had 5 of them here. Work these out. Pause the video, press your play, and see if your answers are right. I have a 2 plus 1 is 3 on that one. A 1 plus 3 is 4 on that one. The highest is 4, so the degree of the polynomial is 4. That's a 1 and a 7, which is 8. That's a 4 and a 1, which is 5. The highest degree is 8, and the degree of the polynomial is 8. That's a 3, 1, 1. That's a 5. 2 plus 2 is 4. The highest degree is 5, so the degree of the polynomial is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. 1, 4, and 7 makes 12. The degree of this term, which is, I missed the plus there. Huh? That's a 5. That's a 5, and that's a 5. And that one is a 7. So the highest degree is 7. So the degree of the polynomial is 7. I missed the plus there. Sorry about that. Remember what I said? I normally make at least one mistake when I'm talking. So if I make a mistake, just correct me. Or if I can find it, I'll correct myself. So 4, 1, and 1. The degree is 5, 6. When I add up, 6 you get a 6. 4, 1 and 1. 3 and 3 makes 6. So the highest degree, two of them got a 6. So the degree of the polynomial is 6. So the degree of a polynomial is, if it's one variable, it's the highest degree in the polynomial. If you got more than one variable, then you add up the exponents to get the degree of each term. And the highest degree of any one term is the degree of that polynomial. That brings us to the end of this video on finding the degree of a term or degree of a polynomial. If you like the video, click on my like button, subscribe button, notification bell, because there's more videos to come. Write a comment if you wish, and visit my math website at mathfullyexplained.com. And there you have 3 sections: me, my degrees and teaching experience. Section of video tells you about the teaching strategies you're going to use to help you learn your math. And the section on content has the units or the topics and the number of videos on each of those topics. And the black font is the videos that are online right now. And the red font is the topics that will be placed there in the near future. And that's why you should have your notification bell clicked, because I'm always going to put videos, new ones online. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.